I would always tell people, if you disagree with him, don't go on television and criticize him. Just pick up the phone and call him and go see him, and he'll talk to you about it. He may not agree with you, but again, that's what Kim Kardashian did when she had a case of clemency with a woman, Alice Johnson, that she felt strongly about. We went through the case. I wouldn't have had her call if I didn't think it was a legitimate case. So we spent about 8 months quietly working through the case, working through the details to make sure that it really was a worthy case. I brought it to President Trump, said, she'd like to come meet with you to talk about this case. And he said, have her come in. So she came in, we went through the case, and President Trump ultimately granted the clemency to Alice Johnson, who was a woman who was accused of being part of a drug ring. She had basically a life sentence for doing it. She'd served 22 years in prison. While in prison, I mean, she's basically was a grandmother, and she was, putting on the prison plays. She was mentoring, young women in prison. Somebody who, again, there's always a risk, but by and large had a very, very, very low risk of committing a crime in the future. And then it goes back to the notion of, are we going to judge people by the worst decision they make in their life? And so President Trump was willing to grant the clemency, and it went. And I think that it just goes to the notion of, like, maybe this goes back to his unpredictability in a positive way, which is, if you go sit with him and you make your case, he'll hear you, he'll listen to you, and he's not afraid to act, and he's not afraid to be controversial, which I think is a good thing.